Hello, is somebody online? It's just me and I don't know. Okay.
Hi, my name is Preeti, and I have worked as a QA analyst for 4 years in SunGuard Systems. More towards the financial side, but I'm not. Before that, I worked as a network admin for 4 years, but I took a break to raise my children, and now they have they have started going to school. Yes, so I think I want to go back into that field again. So I'm just here to, I don't know, maybe for the athletic question now.
Okay.
I'm going to be here for EDIs.
Okay, that's so
But I don't have to about automation.
that's okay. So I know the last 4 years you worked in QA.
2008.
2008.
After
2001. No, 2008. 2004.
2008 was the last
So because I know QA has changed a lot in the recent years, so I just want to see where exactly you are. That's why. Okay.
Hi, my name is Tari. I just completed a BA course here. I have no background in IT,
Okay.
so QA is the
Okay.
My name is Mohammed, and my background is I work for electronic side,
Okay.
so I don't have any background in IT. So,
Okay. Any reference?
This is the best.
Okay. That's good to know.
I'm Sadiq Citizen. I don't have any experience in QA, but I have a training in QA and low.
Okay. You got training.
Since last 2 years back.
Okay. Okay, but you're looking for something different here, or I'm just seeing, because I see 2 people already working in QA, 3 work in QA, and I'm hearing you, so I just want to see what exactly.
more emphasis towards automation and more from the EDI. Yes.
I'm Somed, and I do not have any experience with QA, but 2 of my brothers, they already got a job.
Yeah, your brother's background. What?
Yeah, so they're basically trying to help me out.
Okay. Their names?
Harry,
No, their name.
one of the name is Lutfi Ahmed.
Okay, fine. Okay, let's get started here. Okay, my name is Anand. I'm currently working as a QA manager in New York Life Insurance. Okay, that's my full-time job. This is my part-time thing. I've been doing this training for the last 9 years. I've been training multiple companies. Masterex is one of them. I used to train companies called Racktech and Saints Go, and one more company Edison also. But I started this as a hobby, and right now I'm actually full-time into this. Like full-time in the sense giving weekend time into this. Basically, regarding the course and regarding the content as such, we'll take off in detail. The whole purpose why we have this demo session, okay? If you had come like 2 years back, we did not have this concept of demo session at all. The reason why we started having the demo session is not people like, like, for example, last year and year before, we used to have like 20, 30 people coming in. They don't know why exactly it's QA. They think it's easy. They think everything is straightforward. Okay, I'm just going to be a QA. Next month I'm going to get a job, and so I just want to do a job. It's not that easy. It's not that straightforward. It has its own complications. It has its own difficulties. And a lot of people are actually pushed in the wrong direction. And basically, this is our business. Basically, Masterex business is not just training people. We don't make any money training people. In fact, okay, the business is only when you place it. Okay, and we don't want to place people who don't like that people. So the whole understanding of this demo session is to prove that, okay, what exactly this QA is, what exactly you are going to get, and what trouble it's going to land you. What are the plus points, what are the negative points, and you decide if it's the right field for you. Okay? And only when you decide if it's the right field for you, you're going to work with helpful system. Only when you work with helpful system, you're going to get the business. That's the whole point about it. Okay? And I'm proving again around here, it is not that easy, it's not that straightforward. It has its own complications, it has its own complexities. A lot of people are under the wrong assumption QA is to get into IT. It's not. Okay? Let's understand that particular fact here. Okay. Regarding the course itself, this is tailor-made course. I have been doing this for a long time, so I know the pulse of the students. I know the market also because I work closely with the marketing team here, so I know what exactly is going on in the market and what we need to prepare. the course is actually tailor-made for 5 weekends, Saturday and Sunday. So excluding this session. This session is purely just eye opener. Okay, that's it. It has nothing to do with the course. You might join, you might not join. I don't really. That's not the whole idea. So we wanted to. The course is actually for 10 sessions, Saturday and Sunday, starting next week. Okay, and after the 10 sessions, we are going to have an exam. Okay, and during the part of the course, I'm going to ask you basically verbal interview question and answers. Okay, so as a part of the course itself, I'll make you speak out. Okay, because even though you might be 100% smart, you know what exactly QA, you know automation, you know blah blah blah, you know everything. But at the end of the day, the 20-minute phone conversation is what is getting you into this job market. Okay, that's the whole point. Okay, and I want you to prepare for the 20 minutes. Okay, you will definitely go there and survive, no point about it. But to basically first you need to go there, and to go there you need to speak out, and to speak out you need to use the buzzwords. You need to show that experience in the language that you speak. You got what I'm saying? You go to some other center, they might train you on QA, but at the end of the day, you will not be able to really put together in that thought process, and you will not be able to connect all the dots. Okay, but here you will try to throw out the dots, you will try to connect everything, and literally at the third or fourth weekend, I will make you speak out for 20 minutes. If somebody asks you, can you speak to what you did in your previous project, I will make you talk for 20 minutes. So that's the whole goal. Okay, you got. I think at this point, I hope that I'm making straight here. Okay, we want you to get into the job market. That's the whole idea. Okay. And during the portion of this 5 weekends, Saturday and Sunday, as I mentioned, on every Sunday I'm going to give you assignments. Okay, the assignments will be projects that I have worked on before. I used to work for different companies like Verizon, I used to work for Target, I used to work for a company called Hanover Insurance in Boston. Right now I work for New York Life Insurance. So these are live projects like requirements and test case and everything. So I'll ask you to basically give an assignment every Sunday, and by next Thursday, the following Thursday, I will like the assignment back in an email format. So I'll review the assignments and give my feedback to you guys. And after the 5 weekends course is over, we are going to have an exam, written exam also. So it's more like a college course. I hope from the explanation that I'm giving you, you know. So you are going to be pretty occupied from Saturday, Sunday classes. Monday morning you get your assignment. Thursday you have to submit it back. Prepare yourself for the next week. Come back next Saturday and Sunday. So this class is going to have a lot of continuity. So if you're missing out on one of the sessions, you will definitely miss out. I keep repeating. If you miss out one class, you miss out on that. Definitely. Okay. I try to help you by coming in 1 hour early and trying to get you up to date. But there is a lot of connectivity in the way that I teach the course. So you'll definitely miss out if you're missing out something. If a lot of people are trying to take one Saturday or Sunday off, then we will communicate, because we just want to look like maybe some 8 people. We can accommodate ourselves and we'll try to take that week off. So usually middle of the class 1 week I'll let you off so that you can prepare yourself. So you will decide when and everything. Okay. And regarding the course itself, previously, as I told, I did not have a course strictly straightforward in the market. As the market moves, I change the curriculum of the course itself. 2 years back, if you come into the course, I'll be teaching a lot of manual testing and automation. But right now, what I'm doing is I'm doing a lot of basically testing of different varieties. I'm teaching you on web services testing, SOAP UI, REST web services, because that's what the market demands right now, and we want you to get up to speed on those. So I'll teach you manual testing, because without that you will not be able to understand what I'm talking about. That's the first few classes. And once you go to the first few classes, I will teach you on the latest things that is happening in the market. So the course will be aligned towards the market, not towards what is in the curriculum. One might be Puja and they might have shared the curriculum, but that's the curriculum, but the course will be directed towards the market. Okay. So when you look at the requirement outside in the market, what exactly in the requirement is, that will be definitely here given. That's definitely okay. And I will like more interactive sessions, so it will be like more interactive. You have asking questions, and I'll give you a lot of practical questions during the class. I'll give a scenario and say, okay, create cases for this one, create scenario test cases for this one. I'll give a lot of situations towards it. Okay, so that's also going to be a part of this course. Anything that you have questions so far?
What kind of test you are doing? It's a written test.
Yes, but as I told, every week I'm going to ask you question and answer before. So that's interview question that I'll ask you. But after the course is over, it's a written test. It's for 2 hours. Yeah.
On the day basis of those questions.
Yes, on the basis of the 5 minutes classes, I'll ask the questions not just a QA, I'll ask you some syntax in SQL, some web services questions, some unique commands, basically which will get you
on the page.
Yes.
Paper, not on the computer.
What is the purpose of that test?
Purpose of the test to see how far you have gone in the 5 weeks.
If you are so in some reason, if you don't do well in
just for I'm not. That's not my judging point. My judging point is the way you speak. So I know by every week I know what exactly your caliber is, and I'll make sure I understand what exactly your caliber is. So test is just for you and for me to see how exactly
for the market.
Because after the 5 weekend course is over, I have to give my feedback to the marketing team. Basically the feedback of yourself because they want to push you into the market. So we need to know who is good in what field, what type of industry they're interested in. And I'll say, okay, this person is good in SQL, this person is good in communication, so good in for non-negotiations, this person is good in web services. So I'll have to give my feedback to them so that they can push you into the market. So when I want to give a feedback to them, I have to have kind of a judgment from you guys. So the verbal interview that I'm conducting, the test I'm conducting, and also the assignments that I'm giving every week, that will give me kind of a baseline to judge it. Okay, and that feedback is going to be eventually transferred that, and that is where we are going to take you and push you to the market. Okay, thank you.
Yes. You said you're going to give the weekly assignment.
Yes.
So if the assignment is based on like any tool,
That's
like ALM or VDM,
yes.
So are you going to give me like license to install on my computer or how would I do that?
So we have a 60-day licenses for QTP, it's the trial version, and we have ALM actually available here, so you can come and practice during the weekdays. Okay. Saturday, Sundays also will be open in the evening, so you can come in maybe after the class, before the class, if you want, you can practice it also here. So ALM is available, QTP is available. Is an app. Okay. But if you want to install QTP, we'll give you in a pen drive, we'll give you all the things. You can install it. It will be only for 60 days. It's up to you when you want to install it. You can install it and practice it at your home. But after the second and third week, I prefer you to come more often here so that you will see previous batch people in the market. They are going to the job interviews, how they are talking, what happened in the interview. You will get the vibe what exactly is going on. If you just sit at home, you will not know what the heck is going on in the market. But when you come here, right now, my previous batch, they just started up, they are having an exam in the following week. So they will start coming more often here, they will start attending like mock interviews and regular interviews and stuff like that. So you will see what exactly is going on with them. So that will kind of help you also to prepare yourself. So yes.
When do they come? Usually on weekends or weekdays? Those people from the previous batch.
No, they will come weekdays also.
Okay.
Weekends they don't come. Like once the course is over, they don't come on the weekends. But weekdays they definitely come. So as a part of this program, right, I teach mostly on the QA side of general industry. I give more examples on trading and insurance because that's where my expertise is. But people, here right now the market is good in healthcare industry and also mortgage and everything. So what people here during the weekdays, we give some free training for healthcare industry and mortgage. So my training is completely focused on the QA side. I train in and out of QA and automation and web services and whatnot. Okay? But if you want to know the industry, then you can come here on a weekday. I think it's from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock usually. Okay, and then you can sit through those sessions to understand how the industry works, how HIPAA works, how mortgage industry works. So, weekdays. Yes, but you need to understand my course is kind of
To do that ETI, I think we need to have the basics of QA.
And also my course is actually strict, like I follow the guidelines, like okay, today is this one, today is this one. But for example, their course might not have that kind of, let's say for example, 2 people are having an interview on a particular domain in the afternoon, then they'll have the discussion in the morning in the class. So you cannot tell that, okay, today is going to be this class and tomorrow is going to be this class. It's basically you come in, you will just learn something or the other every day, that's for sure. Okay? So it's good to be here if you can. Okay?
One more thing, sir. I've got the post curriculum from them. In there, I saw that you guys also in QA, there is one part is load balance.
Yes.
my machine is loader is huge, you know.
Yes, exactly.
Protocol and everything. I don't can do that. So, so do you think that's like it's also these are part of the QA and
See,
or
it's
it's
no, it's basically better to know only. Right now, after the course is over, we are definitely not going to push as load learners, for sure. Okay? The whole intention why we have this is because in India they might ask you, and people put in their resume that they know load learners. So we want to back up their experience. That's why we have load learners. So, for example, a tool like Selenium or a tool like QTP or load learner cannot be grasped in 2 weeks, for sure.
No, yes,
Okay. I'll tell you frankly, QTP is the only thing that we are going to cover end-to-end. End-to-end in the sense end-to-end, including frameworks and everything, I'll cover QTP thoroughly. Okay? Web services I'm taking thoroughly right now because the market is demanding that thoroughly.
web service is the protocol of the load runner?
No. It's not a protocol. Web service is XML, basically. This is SOAP and REST web services. We're really talking about it. Okay. So that we are talking, because that's what market is demanding, and the ALM and Jira. These are the 4 things that I will cover thoroughly in the class. Okay? If you definitely want to know end-to-end loadner, this is not the course I'm taking. Jira, okay. Right now, market is completely on Jira. A lot of people are into Jira and they want Jira to be, exactly. So Jira I will definitely talk about. Okay. Jira, ALM, QTP, and web services. These are the 4 things that we will definitely be covering in the class. Okay. We might touch base on Masterex. We might touch base on tools like Bugzilla, Mantis, and we might also go into something called as Groovy scripting as part of web services. Groovy scripting, but they are not covered in the okay. Because just to give a brief idea, right? 3 years back, this course was 6 weekends. Sorry, 6 classes, okay, 3 weekends. Then we had expanded to 4 weekends. Right now, 5 weekends. Okay. Exactly. But that is coming and asking me, a lot of companies are trying to just squeeze the time and just push people in the market much faster. So we can on the market exactly. So I cannot go more than 5 weekends is a big stretch for me at this point of time from them. Okay. So this is what I'm covering in the 5 weekends. So first few weekends, first 3 classes will be manual testing, completely internal manual testing with all the technical designs of testing and everything. And then after that we'll start with the bug tracking systems. We'll talk about Jira and ALM.
We can quality center.
That's ALM. ALM is actually the more name. So ALM definitely enter we are going to see that's number one product for bug tracking. After that we are going into QTP. That will be 4 classes of QTP completely. And in the last session will be on code. Okay, so that's the whole structure of how we are going to do it. As a part of manual testing system, we will be covering the web services. Okay. So this will be the outline. I just want to be short up and this is what we are going to cover. I don't want to tell that I am going to cover more and not cover. So okay, and anything else? No, not in, that was the whole discussion. It was not. It is not completely into it. As I told you, Jira, ALM, QTP, web services. So these are what we can cover. Any other questions? Jira is actually, what do you call it? It is kind of a bug tracking tool, but it has a lot of variety towards it. It's a lot different from ALM, so we wanted to see. ALM is also a bug tracking tool, Quality Center we call it. Okay. We used to call it as Quality Center. Now it's called as ALM. Jira was not famous very. It was not very popular tool because it was by a company called Application, which is an Australian company. Generally, in this country, only if the products are from here, they appreciate it much. Okay, so ALM was much popular, and Lotus Notes of tracking system was popular. IBM's what is it called? IBM's was much popular. But right now, it's all overtaken by Jira. Jira is actually the number one product right now in the market for bug tracking. So I want to show what exactly it is. Because even bigger companies are going towards it. Jira is RJC. It's a Australian company. Okay. JIR. It's sort of a defect tracking tool, but see, it's more towards the development side. So I wanted to talk about this one. Then we are going to talk about agile methodology and everything. Those are definitely a part of, because that's what the market is demanding right now. Agile methodology, continuous deployment and everything. So waterfall we will talk a little bit, but agile is what the market is right now. So again, the course is driven towards the market. I'm not going to start with all the traditional stuff and go really in depth. Okay.
So I'm going to give any write some
In the sense, yes, assignments every Thursday. Like by every Thursday we can send. That's what you missed, I think. So every Sunday you are going to give an assignment. Thursday you are to submit it back. Every week, the following week you are going to have an interview, and then after the last week you are going to have an exam. And we have tools to practice ALM here, and QTP I'm going to give you 60-day trial version. You can practice it at home, or if you want, you can come to the lab. Okay. The lab is open 96. The lab is open 96. You can come anytime. You can practice, but try to come in groups so that you'll be able to practice much.
So we have to do our assignment in the lab.
No, it's not mandatory. That's why I told you I'll give you the QTP, and I'll also give you the first 2 weeks will be on manual testing, so you can practice at home. For web services, it will be so pure. It's a free download. You can download it at your home and do it. But after joining, I prefer you to come here so that you will get a real wide message in the market, so that you can see how the injuries are going and stuff like that.
So if we have any problem to do the project, and whatever it is,
You can email and we can respond to this.
so that you also help me out. These tools all support only for Windows, or we can use the
Mac machines. Yeah. These are client software, and obviously they are not. So once you go to IT, Mac is not the correct time. Mac is just for fun. Cool. So yeah, obviously, yeah. If you have Mac, then obviously try to have Windows 7 is fine. Yeah, Windows 7 is fine. Yeah. Okay. Anything else on the content of the course? Anything else on the course structure? Any questions?
finding review, Adobe taught like reviewing perspectives
Yes.
as well as like web services and all.
Anyone else? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Okay.
So we are not going to mobile testing.
I will teach you on the mobile testing, but again, I have a lot of slides on mobile testing. I can share that with you, but I cannot go internal mobile testing. Then I'll be starting this course will be for maybe 9 weeks completely. That's not what I do. We are actually planning to. We were initially planning to start a separate course on mobile and civil web services, but it's not. At this point, we're not planning to do it. So we had initial thoughts about this earlier this year, but sometime later this year we will start because the market is actually a lot in mobile testing. But if you look at the East Coast, there are not a lot of requirements for mobile testing. If you go on to the West Coast, there are a lot of requirements because a lot of startup companies there.
More than companies have that.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but mobile testing is a lot different compared to what exactly we're talking about here. There is a new technology called encryption, which we want to talk about. I'll show you Perfecto Mobile, which is actually a mobile testing tool. Okay. I used to work on this tool called Device Anywhere also, but just for you to briefly show what exactly mobile testing is, I'll show you Perfecto Mobile tool during the class. Okay. So all these tools like Jira, ALM, Perfecto Mobile, SOAP UI, SOAP UI Pro, everything I'm going to show is from my office stuff. So no video taping or anything. It's just purely for listening and everything because it's all real data and real information. Because I can show everything dummy, then it will not look like a real course for you guys. So I want to show as much real stuff as possible. So that's why I pulled out the old laptop and put in the new. This mic because it's a demo session. I don't want to use my office laptop, but generally during the course I will be using my real one to actually show you. At least to the practical point you can actually see it. Okay. So any other questions on this? Okay. Now let me ask you some questions. What brought you into QA? Like what exactly do you? I think some people already work in QA. I'm not really asking those questions to them. But what do you think is like? What do you think you will be doing in the QA world? You all are interested in doing QA, right? What exactly do you think you are going to do in a QA world?
We will do the testing,
You do the
meeting
testing.
the requirements, like I think.
Okay.
And that is the right, basic knowledge of little about computers, like IT.
So,
Then you can
as a
start.
QA, you are telling that you are testing.
Yeah, I will be testing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Checking quality.
Yeah.
And meeting the requirements or not. Okay.
Validation.
Validation.
Testing software that like if it's incorrect, you fix it.
If it's incorrect, okay, you fix it. Or,
No, the developer will fix.
okay, you can actually fix it.
Test it out.
You just test it out. Okay.
Code and the right the code they are
They're going to fix it. Okay. Okay.
We are checking the requirement of the company data. Is that required?
Is that exactly meeting the company requirement? Okay. So everyone is under the same assumption. Okay. So you have a requirement, you have an application built on the requirement, you test the application, make sure it's meeting the requirement or not. Okay. So if you're telling that okay, the application is meeting the requirement, you're certifying the quality of the product and saying that's what the market. Okay. Simple, straightforward structure. Okay. This is exactly what QA does. Okay. But right now the market doesn't demand just this. Okay. QA is not just making sure that the application is good and pushing it to the market. You as a QA right now in the market has to break the product. They are paying you to break the product. Okay. So what exactly when I say breaking the product means, just consider a developer. He's making a product. He's a maker. You are a QA. Initial days of QA was okay. You go look at him, look at his code, look at his work, make sure everything is looking okay. Then pass it and go to next level. But that's not what the market demands right now. If a developer is making a product, you have to break it. They give money to break it. You know what I'm saying? Why they give money to break it? They don't want somebody to break it in production after it is getting deployed into the market. Okay. You got what I'm saying? The whole view of QA has changed in the last few years. Okay. So if you had told the same definition like 5 years back, it is a good one. But right now, people don't just pay money for approving something. They want you to break it. And the whole understanding is, if you want to break something, what is more important? You need to know how it is made. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how it is made, can you break it? No. You can break it, but you will not be able to know the nuances of how are the different paths I can break it. That's the whole idea. So you have to basically travel the route of a developer, understand how it is actually created to actually break it. You know what I'm saying? So right now you have to have an attitude to break the system. That's the whole idea. Okay? You need to understand that you are breaking up the product. You're not just basically that to validate and say things are looking okay. Okay. Now with this attitude you go in. So you have to like it's a cat and mouse story. Developer and the QA are always like a cat and mouse, right? Initial days, yes, and still some people feel that okay, but some developers who are really matured in the market don't think that way. Okay, they know that these two teams have to integrate and work together, and they are the ones who are going to produce a quality product outside in the market. Okay, just to give an example, why QA grown so much? Like when I started my career, I had 8 developers working on a project. I was the only QA person working on it. Okay, that was the way the QA was before. But right now, if you look at the market, I have a QA team, I have 10 developers working on a project, we have 12 QA people working on, okay, including offshore, we have 12 people working on, okay. So why this ratio, why exactly so many people are actually dumped into the market is a big question we need to ask yourself, okay. The reason why so many people are getting dumped into the market right now in the QA field is, let's take a simple example, okay. Apple iPhone, you all know the phone and then how popular it is, okay. When Steve Jobs was there in the market, when he was part of the company, he made the market. He is actually a team maker. Okay, so he knows how to capture the market. He develops the product the way he wants. He doesn't tell the release date of the product until 2 or 3 days before the product gets released. When iPhone 4 got released, he literally told every damn person 2 days before the market, I'm going to release iPhone 4 on Saturday. That's it. He told it on Thursday evening. Okay. So even though he told it on such a short period, there is a huge buzz towards it, there was a huge market buy towards it. That was a very good strategy he followed because he let everything to happen. He developed it, he tested it, he made sure everything is looking okay. He was 100% confident that it will be success. Then he told the delivery that so that he can meet the expectation what is set on the market. When the new guy came in, he did not have a clue because he was under so much pressure that he has to deliver something, and it was already 1 year past by. He did not develop anything. So iPhone 5 was actually a huge buzz in the market, and he actually told, I will launch iPhone 5 10 days before itself. So literally 10 days gap was that before the launch date to the date he told I am launching iPhone 5. In 10 days, Samsung phone, which was selling at $200 a piece, was launched to $50. So they told, even if it is a loss, I will take the loss and I will send the market with Samsung phones in 10 days. So if you go to Best Buy, Amazon, any store you go, when iPhone 5 was getting launched, so many people started selling Samsung for a cheap rate because when people get the Samsung phones, they are not going to go for not-made solution. You know what I'm saying? But even though there was a huge buzz for iPhone 5, but what was the boiling point was there was constant remarks from the quality team that they did not do complete validation of iPhone 5 itself. But he told the dates already that he has to meet the dates right now. Apple cannot say that I'm going to deliver a product and so date, and after that I'm saying I'm going to delay it by 1 month. It's not Apple's policy. They will say, okay, whatever it is, we will launch it. So on that date, they said I'm going to launch iPhone 5 and they promised to come in the market. But the bad thing that they did was they did not test it properly. The day that iPhone 5 was launched, Apple was trading at $535 a piece on the stock market. Okay, their net worth was $375 million during that particular time frame. Okay, the day Apple got released, iPhone 5 got released. Okay, they took away Google Maps from their whole app. They put Apple Maps on iPhone 5. Okay, that was the first time they have launched it without any testing really done on this particular product. The day that Apple got sold, like the phones got sold, people started using Apple Maps and it was not working whatsoever. Okay, people are searching for San Francisco, they're showing somewhere in New York, and this was the next day in Times, in the headlines in New York Times. You know that the new San Francisco is as per Apple in New York. This was the whole heading. Okay, and within a week, the trading from $535 went down to $370, which means they lost around 30% of the stock or 30% of the market worth. So 375 million company went down to 250 million in 1 week because of improper testing. You got what I'm saying? So what exactly is the overall idea right now in the market is they don't want people to find fault. Right now we are in a world where social media is actually at a high level. You know, we cannot live without social media. People make movies for 1 year, you go to a movie, watch it for 2 hours, say the movie is crap. That's it. Next door, nobody's there. You put it on Facebook, WhatsApp, blah, 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 everything. You know what I'm saying? Reviews are the one that keeps the market right now. Like for example, a true story. My friend, he literally quit his job. He worked on creating a new app, new iPhone and Android application. He's a very good programmer. He sat down with his team and he wrote a program for 1 year sitting in Bangalore. And he launched this into iPhone without proper testing. You know what I'm saying? He launched it into iPhone store and Android store. The first few reviews in iPhone and Android determines how good your product is. If you are not getting 5-star or 4-star in your first few reviews, you are getting, let's say you are getting 2 or 3, it goes all the way to the bottom. And even if people search with your keyword, it will never come up because always when you search, only the top rating will come. The bottom rating will never come. When bottom rating never comes, how are people going to download? Even though you have a new application with the same name, people are still not going to download because your rating is low. So what happens is the quality becomes really, really very important right now in the market. Okay. So these are some examples to prove that quality is important. Few months back, I don't know if you heard about the Delta Airlines from Atlanta. They had a huge mistake. Their price mistake was they actually did worth 1 decimal point. Okay. A price, especially if your flight is because Delta from Atlanta, any flight starting from Atlanta, instead of $180 or $210, it was showing 1 decimal off. So they're saying $18 or $21. So within 1 hour, they had around 48,000 bookings done. Because if I book, I tell my friend, I put it on WhatsApp and everything. Delta is such a big company, they have to handle all this. They lost so much $1 million in that 1 hour. If they have caused this during the development, or during the testing, or during the user testing, or just any time before production, they would have saved all this money. Okay, so that's the motive towards the market. So people want to spend so much money in the QA so that these kind of issues can be found out before it gets launched into the end user side. If end user finds it, it's not about losing money, also your pride goes away. To regain the pride, it's very, very difficult right now in the market. Okay, if you lost your name, you lost it, that's it. You have to rebrand yourself and come back with a new logo, new name, and whatnot, everything. Okay, that's the whole idea behind it. So that is why QA is actually getting more and more, and the business is more focused on QA right now because of these factors. And one more big advantage of this QA market, why exactly the QA market is increasing, is because of the technology. When I started my career, only Internet Explorer was there. Obviously, it was the number one browser in the market, and it is still the number one browser if you take throughout the world. But if you take the United States, it's not the number one browser. Chrome is the number one browser here. Okay, but it's not mandatory that a software is working or an application is working in IE and it is working in Chrome, it is working in Safari, it is working in Opera. It is not mandatory. So, for example, it might work in IE7, it might not work in IE8, it might not work in IE10. So there are different browsers right now in the market, different versions of browsers in the market, and we need to verify that all these are working. So we are actually making a lot of technical things. For example, a lot of people are actually using fake VPNs. I don't know if you heard about fake VPNs. For example, because there are some applications which are derived towards the country. For example, if you want to watch free sports, I follow English Premier League a lot. I watch soccer a lot. Okay. I don't want to pay like $200 to watch the soccer here. Okay. If I go to Star Sports in India, it's actually 60 rupees a month. So I can watch free sports, for example. Okay. I don't want to. If I have my original computer, if I put starsports.com, it will not go to the Indian version. It will not allow me to watch it because it will say you are actually from this country. So I can use a fake VPN connection to tell them, okay, make this computer look like I'm sitting in India and ask them the website there. It will allow me to do that. So that is a different type of testing that you have to do on your application. That's security testing. So you got what I'm saying? So testing is getting more and more technical right now with the increasing technology, increasing browsers, increasing operating systems, increasing tablets market, phone markets, and different kinds of service packs that you're getting. Windows releases a service pack literally every 2 weeks, and it might work in one service pack, it might not work in one service pack. So those are the factors that we are really going to be talking about as part of this course. Okay, that's why QA is actually going more and more. And a lot of people are, I don't know, this batch did not ask me this question. A lot of people are asking this question. Okay, a lot of jobs are going offshore. Why do you think QA is going to stay here? Do you have this question? Yes? Why do you think it is staying here?
Because they cannot trust the outsider about their data, so they don't want to mix.
Okay, so they want
everything.
Okay.
Here.
So you're telling that data is actually the biggest issue. Data is an issue, but not the biggest issue right now.
Security reason.
That's almost okay. Anything else? Communication. Okay. But the first thing that you need to understand, for a QA, the challenge is you need to understand who the end user is. Okay. Just for example, you are hired as a QA tester for an application which is for Medicaid, for example. Okay, and this application is going to be used by mostly people who are 65 plus. Okay, if you are testing that kind of an application, the first thing that you need to understand is you have to basically imagine a person who is exactly at the end user level. Okay, you cannot be going there and imagine your QA and then end of the whole application. You cannot test it like that. Okay, for example, let's say one of my friend's wife got hired in this car store called the car $200 car subscription in New York, $200 American dollar.
Yes.
The $200 car that's in the market.
Yes.
That application, I didn't even know that company is 10 billion worth. It's a 10 billion worth company, that car company. Okay, American dollar. They have their own application that she got hired to test that. Okay, when she went to test that, she looked at the scenarios and test cases. It was more childish because the application is going to be used by more like a teenage girl. It's not going to be used by a 25-year-old or 40-year-old person. It's going to be like in the teens who are going to access those websites. Okay, so you have to really fit yourself into that particular shoes. You know what I'm saying? So when you are a QA and if you are sitting somewhere in Philippines or wherever it is, okay, you basically cannot understand what exactly is the user situation here, okay, because insurance policies change here, accounts change here, trading systems are different here. So if I am giving something to them, I have to basically understand and teach them the mentality of how an individual is going to utilize the product, which is actually very, very difficult for somebody. So the number one qualification for a QA to test an application is basically fit in the end user. Okay, if you are not fitting in an end user, you will definitely not be a tester at all. You got it? Okay, so that's something that we are going to try to practice as much as possible, but that's something it has to be coming from you guys itself automatically. Okay. The next thing that is a challenge for the QA. Okay, I'll tell you the challenge is what you will face. So the first challenge is obviously this one. You are basically fitting in the shoes of the end user itself. I don't know, have you heard about this company called Snapchat?
Yes.
The team for this, right? You know, Facebook, like how Facebook or WhatsApp, you know, WhatsApp, right? Like WhatsApp, this guy from China has built an application called Snapchat. Okay. I have a nephew who is actually a teenager. He's studying in high school. She will never give me the phone to me.
Yes.
I'll ask her the phone. She will never give the phone to me. And always she will be on the application called Snapchat. I was reading an article regarding the Snapchat. It had around 6 million hits last year, 6 million downloads last year. Okay. This application is simple mark of WhatsApp. WhatsApp will have the data permanently. For example, if you text a message, she receives it. She will have my message. She responds back. I will receive my message. Communication goes back and forth. Snapchat is the other way around. Snapchat is more for picture message. I take a picture, I send it to her. She sees the picture. Immediately the picture will get wiped out from her phone. And you know what I'm saying? It is wiped out. In the sense it's wiped out. So it's far.
Yeah, very safe. But what about if they do save the data for them and then they release after a couple of years? We
They are
have
not going to release it, right?
no, we are not going to with how. Okay.
But understand this. Okay, so
Yeah,
this company. Okay, coming back.
everything is used in here.
Everything is using that. You might be you know it or you don't know it, but that everything is using that. Okay, it's a very common tool among the teenage persons. Okay, much common than WhatsApp, obviously. Okay, they wanted to Facebook wanted to buy the application for $4 billion. This guy did not want to sell it. He says my company is worth more than that. The company has literally 12 people. That's it. 12 people developed this application. They were only going to sell it for $4 billion. You know what I'm saying? That's you know, that's a trend in the market right now. But coming back into the theory, what exactly? This guy who developed this application, to test this application, did not want to hire regular QA people. What he did was he hired interns from different people, like interns in the sense school interns. After the school itself, like a pay scale, and they told, okay, you use the phone, I'm giving you a free phone, I'm giving you a free application, you use this phone for 3 months and tell me what are the issues that you're facing. So because he can get real audience here, he is not giving this phone to an elderly person or an adult who is not going to use this phone. He doesn't know what they like to do with it. So we need to basically align yourself as an end user. You got what I'm saying? Those are the very important things that you have to consider yourself as a QA. And the next more challenging thing about a QA is you have to really think about all the situations that the user can do. That's the scenarios that you can do. Which is actually very, very basically you always do things in one straight way, but not everyone is going to do the straight way. For example, Microsoft Word. Okay? You have so many different things in Microsoft Word. Let's take one example. Saving a file in Microsoft Word, right? Will everyone save it in the same way? You are right. Everyone has a different way of saving it. Control S, somebody will say. File save as, file save in external hard disk, file save in a local drive, file save in a desktop, file with an image, file without an image, file with a text, with a table, file without a table, file with an same as already existing file name. Okay, with .doc extension, .docx extension, finding more than 100 pages, less than 100 pages. So, saving is what? Only one feature. You have to test at least 100 different ways of doing it, because in production, 100 different people are going to do it in 100 different ways. If you are not testing one of the ways, and you are letting the application go into production, and that one way is actually used by somebody else in production, they find a bug, they are going to report the bug to the business. as a QA, we need to expand our thought process to know what are all the different scenarios that people can use this product on in the market. Okay, that's the next challenge we need to understand. If you have limitations on that, we'll write expert on that, but that is actually going to be a very, very crucial step towards learning. So that's what manual testing is all about. We need to really put ourselves into the shoes of the end user and try to come out with as much scenarios as possible. Okay. Then one more question I have. I'm speaking. I hope you are not any questions. Any questions anyone so far? Okay. So now that you are a QA, right? Let's imagine you are a QA. You tested the application, everything. Are you certifying the application if the application does not have any bugs and going into production?
As we will see the effects, we will.
No, you are testing it. You found the issues. You are reporting the issues. They fixed it. You tested it. Everything looking okay. After the 2 months you tested, everything is looking okay. After all the bugs are fixed, you are testing it. Everything looks okay. You are basically going and saying, I am approving that the product is looking good for production. Because that's what you told as a QA you are going to do, right?
Yes.
Going to production. When you say that I am approving it, are you telling the whole IT team that the product that I am pushing into production does not have any bugs?
No.
No? Why not? You did all the testing, you verified everything.
The product will never be bug free, that is for sure.
Exactly. Product will never be bug free. That is exactly true. Okay. A product can never be bug free. Okay. The reason why exactly it is never be bug free is you have so many different scenarios that you can actually get one feature with. Okay. We are not trying to test all the different situations and combinations basically. Okay. The intention of the QA is we are telling that we are trying to eradicate as much bugs as possible, but we are not going to completely eliminate bugs and give a product which is completely 100% bug free. Any kind of application that you see in the market, any application, any website that you see in the market has bugs, but it is not visible to you. That's the whole underlying truth. Okay. When I say it's not visible to you, for example, you have Microsoft Word. I'll take that example again. Okay. You have hundreds of features in Microsoft Word. Do you use all hundreds of features? No. What do you do? You write a Word document, you print a Word document, you save a Word document, change the color, change the font, blah, blah, blah. Maybe 15 to 20% you do. Okay. 80%, this is a truth in IT. 80% of the users use only 20% of the features. 20% of the users use the remaining 80% of the features. You know what I'm saying? So which should I be more bothered about? I should be bothered about what 80% of the users are going to do. So that should not be any bug while saving or printing or changing the font or color, because that is going to be used by every damn person. If there is an issue in macro or let's say saving as something very, very rare, I'm okay, because 100% are tested, 100% are using on the field, 1% is getting the issue, okay. If 100% are using it and 80% are getting the bugs, then it is a huge impact for you. So we need to focus on things which are going to be very, very commonly used by the end user and try to make sure that those features don't have bugs. If you have bugs in those features, it's going to be a problem on your end, because as a QA you can found it out. And that is what they are saying you have to break the system, which you have broken it already. It should not be allowed to be broken by somebody else on the field. But if there is a breakage on something that is used by very, very rare, or I will not say rare, under certain circumstances only, then I would allow that bug to happen in production rather than taking my time and testing it thoroughly and making sure that my product is 100% bug-free. Ideally, every business will like a bug-free product, but reality is it's not going to be bug-free at all. Okay, that's one of the very important things to understand. And one more challenge to be understanding here is when we are testing an application, we are testing the application with all mock information. Like for example, there is a payment feature in Amazon.com. Okay, you are paying for a credit card, you are paying for a product. You pay through your credit card, through your PayPal account or anything, you are paying through dummy information, like dummy credit card numbers, dummy, like let's say there is an application to apply for a credit card and you are supposed to test it. Will you put your SSN number and address to test your application? No, I don't care. You are going to do dummy data only. So when you do dummy data, it might look like it is working. On the field, people are going to do dummy data, real data. real data. It might not work because the data that we use for testing and the data that they are using in production are slightly different. So the chances are in production it might break compared to what we are not finding it there. Okay, but that's a rare phenomenon, but you have to understand the concept. When you are testing, you are not doing anything with the real data. All you are doing is, there's a process called data cleansing which we'll talk about. Cleansing means they take the real information, put it in the cleansing product, clean the data, get out data to you. It looks like real data, but it is fake. And that is the fake data that we are going to use for testing purposes. Okay, never real data, never real SSL, never real SSL, never real policy data. Got what I'm saying? And any other questions? Anyone? Yes.
After getting the job, is there any problem or anything?
You will not get the product only.
So in that case, you guys giving on-job support?
Yes, we basically help you through all the product course. As I told you, the business is to place you and to keep you in the market thoroughly. So, but generally what we do is most of the people which we have placed, we already have existing employees working with that. So for example, you can get in place under client, we already have 10 or 15 people who are there, who are working. So you will be able to get that support always. Yeah, so that's how it is happening. But again, just to repeat, my course will be completely open and clear. I'll give you some scenarios like what I'm giving in the class in the thing. It will be more practical. But I would like you to know the industry also, because when you go for an interview, it's not just the QA alone that they're going to ask. If you're going for a mortgage industry or a healthcare industry, you need to know a little bit of their healthcare domain and a little bit of mortgage domain. That is what we are trying to focus on during the weekdays. So it will be good practice to come during the weekdays, at least after a few weeks of this class. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
It's free. We just try to come and accommodate yourself. Yeah. It's not. It might not be aligned the way that I'm teaching you. It might not be like with presentations with several examples, but you will get some knowledge definitely. You will get some input work. Okay. Rather than 0, you will get at least 50%. And I would prefer that to happen. Okay. With it, I think I'm running out of time, so I'll stop at this point. I just want to give us a brief idea what exactly this course is about and what you will be facing really. If it really interested you, then probably you can talk to Chintan and Pooja, and we'll start the session next time at 9 o'clock. That's the plan. Okay. 9 to 12, 12:30. You don't have to bring any machines or anything. Just take your notes. I'll be rushing through like my speed will be the same. I hope the speed is okay. This way is normal speed. So you try to take high level notes. But we give a Google Drive access which has all my information, like all my material is there. But sometimes people look at it and say, you have given so much information, so if you think that you can take your notes and you can use that, then it's good. But if you don't want, you can Google Drive has everything, okay? And that's towards the market as well.
So we don't need to bring anything laptop?
No, not. If you want to take notes in laptop, I think you can. Okay.
So how do you teach in QTP?
No. Okay, everything is on there.
So we don't need to practice bring.
If you want to do that, then we will have a session there.
Yeah, that would be nice, no? Because how we will just watch here.
But yeah, let's plan it accordingly when it goes to that part. Okay.
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 So in this part, you don't need to bring any laptop.
Theoretically not. I'm not insisting on that. If you want, you can. I'm not going to stop you, but I don't want you. Any other questions? Clarifications?
So you say that after practicing the QTP in the lab, in the weekdays or after teaching in the class?
You can. It will be open during the weekend.
Weekdays. Yeah. Weekdays just come and practice.
No, weekends also you can come in. Because throughout the weekend we have something or the other going on. Like during the morning session, I think that you have to be occupied. You have to contact people at Pooja, like when the schedule is. Like we have department, we also have our department preparing and everything. So we have classes always something going on. Okay, so the lab will be open. Okay. Okay, if you don't have anything else, it was a pleasure. Sorry for the delay, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, we'll see next Saturday morning, 9 o'clock. Okay?
We have to come in the same room.
Yes, same room. Yeah. Okay? Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Just